Hello and welcome. My name is Mindy Hudson, and I am Library Associate and in charge of the Genealogy Department for Jefferson County Library, Missouri. I take care of the Genealogy Department at the Northwest Branch, and today we're going to attempt to teach a class online for the very first time. Please bear with me. I am learning how to do this, working from home, and today's topic is genealogy websites. There we go. Genealogy websites, free resources with remote access. What we'll be trying to discuss today is the different things that are available to you, our library patrons, at home while the library is on quarantine, along with the rest of the nation and pretty much the world during this coronavirus outbreak. But what I am hoping to do is to give you some resources and show you where to access them and how to access them so that you can continue your genealogy research even from your laptop or your digital device at home. The first thing that you will need to do is go to our library's website, jeffcolib.org, and you can see it written on the screen up there. This is where you can find the resources that we are able to offer. Jefferson County Library offers actually more than three subscription-based websites to our patrons. If you will go to the Jefferson County Library, to this area over here, and search down where it says Genealogy and History. If you click on that link, it will open another page which will give you some links to our excellent databases. The online genealogy databases are in this link here, online genealogy databases, and when you click that, it will open up a page of some of the excellent websites that are offered to our patrons. Ancestry, the Library Edition, Fold 3, and Heritage Quest, which is offered by ProQuest. The other two we'll talk about. These are not specifically library subscription websites, but we will discuss those because they are excellent sites for you to be able to find documents and information for your genealogy research. Some of the larger libraries have been able to access Ancestry, the Library Edition, from home, but our library just did not have the technical capabilities of being able to do that. But never fear, we do still have access to quite a few wonderful websites that can be helpful to you. What I'm going to do is talk first about ProQuest. We'll get in here and I'll share this screen with, hopefully I can get this done right. Okay, Heritage Quest is a lot like Ancestry.com in that it has access to quite a lot of, let me see if I can get this to work, quite a lot of records. Their search engine is a little bit harder to use than Ancestry's, but there are still a lot of things available, things such as census records, books that have information about families and places that you might want to research, Revolutionary War information, obituaries, and some of these things are not only from the U.S., city directories, U.S. Indian census rolls, mortality schedules, and things like that. You can access these. If you go up to this area here and you hit search, it opens up links to all kinds of, and you can see Revolutionary War pensions, cemeteries, Freedmen Bank records, U.S. serial set, public records, Social Security death index, immigration records, military records, city directories, books, wills and probates, which I found I don't use this one as much. And when I was doing the research on helping do this class, I realized that they do have actual digital images of wills and probates. So this is a wonderful resource for you that you can use at home. When you log on to the library's website, the way that I just showed you, the first thing that will come up is a box that will ask you for your library card number. That is the number, the long number on your card that starts with a 2 and usually is followed by several zeros. You will enter that, no spaces, and it will take you directly to these pages here. Just to give you an example, if we search the census records, you can enter a name. Let's say we are looking for John Smith, and perhaps we know a particular place John Smith lived. Let's say St. Louis, Missouri. We can narrow down by the dates, or if you just want to leave it wide open, and it will look for all kinds of, you can, just like with Ancestry.com, you can put in as much or as little information as you would like to be able to look for this person, this John Smith. If I search, well, no results come up for John Smith in St. Louis, which is hard for me to believe, but how about we do? As I told you, that the results for this are a little bit trickier than the ones, than the way that you search for things in Ancestry. Let me try this. Let me try Travis Powell, and I'm just going to look for Louisiana. Search. There we go. Now I've got some. Now it will give you some things like Travis, but you can go down the list, and just like you could with Ancestry, you can look for the Travis Powell that would be somebody that you believe is the one you're looking for. You can open up the image just like you do with Ancestry. You can find the transcribed information here, the people living in the household. You can open this up and see the digital image. There you go, the digital image of the thing that you were looking for. It does highlight it just like Ancestry does. So this is a really good resource to use at home. This just gives you an idea of that. Now, the other one that we were going to work with was fold 3. Let me open that back up again. I lost it. Here we go, fold 3. I'm sharing with this. There we go. Fold 3, you'll open it just the same way that you did the Heritage Quest. You click on that link back in that beginning, and it'll open up the barcode, the thing where you'll put your library barcode in, and then it opens up this page. You can search, which it gives you the option to put a person's name, a particular set of records. You can search place, dates, those type of things. It gives you ways to narrow down things. If you're just wanting to look for Civil War records, it will just narrow that down to Civil War records. You can browse the collections. And over here, it has a list of things. So if you're wanting to look for records that were Revolutionary War records, it'll allow you to either search for a person's name in all of these records, or if you're just wanting to find a person's name on the roll. Let's see if I did Daniel Allen. Then it will bring up the various documents that mention Daniel Allen, and I can go down the list and I can narrow that down if I only want a particular Daniel Allen who was, let's see, he would have been in North Carolina. Okay, in this particular group, it's not found there, but if I, no cities, New Hampshire. Okay, here's one in Windham, New Hampshire. So I could pull that one up and it brings me to the page that shows me Daniel Allen. And you can save this information. There's a link over here where it has the ability to save it to your computer or to print it out, or whatever you want to do with that information. So those are just two of the options that you have that you can share documents. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to my share screen and get back on this and continue with wonder why that's not opening. I apologize. I am still learning. Resume the slideshow. Here we go. So the next thing that we're going to talk about are our newspaper resources. The documents are wonderful, marriage, deaths, births, census rolls, things like that. But the newspaper resources, we have a link here where you can click on that and it will open up this page, and it shows you the different things that are available to you to be able to use to find newspaper articles. Historical articles may be found in places like newspapers.com, Newspaper Source, and Newsbank. These are the subscription-based ones that the library offers. These databases have various formats and search capabilities, and some are easier to navigate than others. But by experimenting with them, you may be able to find everything from marriage or birth announcements, obituaries, and even skeletons that may be in your ancestors' closets. There are also links down here to the Missouri State Archives newspaper collection. So if you are specifically looking for newspaper articles in Missouri, the Missouri State Archives is here. You can look through that and look at the papers that they have digitally available to you. Another thing is the Library of Congress. There is a set of newspapers that go all the way back to the 17th century, all the way up to more modern day that are free. This is a free website and you can do searches on there, and all of these searches are different. You just have to play around with it a little bit to figure out how to do a search on there, but they will allow you to look at specific newspapers. It will allow you to search by a person's name, a place where a person lived, particular dates. So all of these things are very helpful in your genealogy research. I know you're not supposed to do that. Okay. Again, you'll go to the ones that are the library websites, and it gives you a place to put your library card number, and you'll be able to access those. We do have some of the formats are digital copies of the newspapers, and other formats may be a transcription of a newspaper article, but these are excellent sources for you. Another helpful resource for local researchers is the Jefferson County Library Special Collections. These are things that we have available at the library that deal specifically with Jefferson County. We have links to oral history interviews of local residents, short articles written on Jefferson County history. We have historical photographs of people and places in the county, and we even have some videos featuring guest speakers, special projects, and some living history. These are videos that you can watch from home, and it just tells you things about Jefferson County history. Another resource that we have for you is the genealogy tips. This one takes you to our Tumblr page, which is a blog, one that I write short articles on genealogy subjects, which may be helpful in your research. Topics such as using DNA, using the census or probate records in your research, finding land records, and how to do it. These kinds of subjects are covered here, and you just go to this link, and you can scroll down, and it will give you all of these little mini classes that I've made available to you. And we also have the Jefferson County, Missouri Local Archives. This is the collection of documents, photographs, artifacts, and other resources that we have in our library archives that pertain to the history of Jefferson County. This is a wonderful resource if you have ancestors who have links to this county, or if you're just interested in the history of this county. This is a hidden treasure, and we are just now beginning to make it known to the public. This year were able to, or last year, were able to get a database called Past Perfect, and we have been working on uploading that information to that database. But if you go to this, it opens a page like this, and then it has a search engine. You can search by keyword, by specific type of data, such as images, archives, photos, libraries of things, objects. We are still working on it, so it is not quite finished yet, but it would be an interesting thing to go and look at. For example, if I did a keyword search for Herculaneum and hit the search, and I don't narrow it down, lots of the things that are in this database that are here or there at the library, it will come up, and it will show you what we have, and there are pages and pages and pages. If it has the word Herculaneum in it, that will come up on this search engine. If I clicked on this first one, this is the accession number 2000.018.215. That is a particular collection. If I were to click on that, it would open a page that gives me more detailed information about that particular article or photograph or document or whatever it is. In this case, it's a photograph, and it was a photograph of the Herculaneum train station and a train that was taken in the early 1900s. There are keywords that are listed on there. If there's more information about the item, that will also be recorded there. Down at the bottom, it tells you who actually donated that particular item to the library, and whether it is an original item or if it is a copy of an item that some of the things we only have digital copies of, and that would let you know whether we had that. So if you wanted to come when we're open again to the library and actually look through documents and photographs and so on, you would have access to it. If you were to click directly on the photograph that's here, that I've got the arrow pointing to, it would open a larger image of that photograph so that you could get a better look at it. And then you could also, if you want to make a copy of it, we have options of being able to do that too. So those are some of the actual databases that we have available, particularly for our patrons, but there are other databases too, other free resources that we're going to cover those pretty quickly, but those resources are also wonderful ways for you to be able to find information about your family. Of course, the first one is the Latter-day Saints. They have a free website called FamilySearch.org, in which millions of digitized historical documents and publications may be found. To access this resource, you would need to set up a free account with this website, and they ask you just for your name and for your email address, and then you can log into that every time, and that will give you direct access to it. The thing that you find on this website are records, searches for names with indexed birth, marriage, death, probate, land, military, and international genealogical index that are taken from various records. Genealogies that are submitted by people. I suggest that you use this with caution because they don't, it's kind of like Ancestry's genealogies that are posted, that sometimes people put things on there that they haven't proven, but it will give you some resources and some clues of places to look, and then you do your own research and get your own proofs to whether or not these genealogies are correct. There are catalogs. These are particularly helpful when you are searching according to a place for specific online records. For instance, if you're wanting to find probate records or court records for a specific county in Missouri or Tennessee or whatever, that if you go to their catalog, you can search for those keywords and it will open up what they have available, and then you can click links to open up these documents. Now, the thing about it is that some of the documents, they're trying to make as many available as possible, but some of the documents are locked, and you have to actually come to LDS or Family Search affiliated place to be able to view them. Our library is one of those places, but of course the library is shut down now. So if you run into that you see the little lock symbol, we just have to wait until we are either open back up again or they have a workaround to be able to access those images again. Most of the images are available to you though from home. So work with what you can, and then when we're open again, come and see us. The library is one of those places where you can view that. However, it is only at the Northwest branch. The other branches do not have access to this. There are books, links to repositories with large collections and actual digital images of lots of historical books. Some of them are very, very ancient, and so you can go to there, and if you have a name of a particular family history or a book about your family that you want to see if they have a copy of it, you can go to it there. They have a wiki online, links to resources there. So this is a very good site, a very wonderful site that is available to you. Another one is the USGenWeb project. It's USGenWeb.org. It's not as popular now as it used to be, but it does have helpful resources there. It has links to county information, maps, vital records, photographs, and information on neighboring counties. So this is run by volunteers, and people contribute files to share information that is available. Varies by the state and the county, but it is a good place to look. Another wonderful resource is the Bureau of Land Management. It is www.GLORDS.BLM.gov. This is a wonderful place to search for information about your ancestors' property. You can search for land patents, survey plats and field notes, and land status records. Land patents offer researchers a source of information on the initial transfer of land titles from the federal government to individuals. So you can find the history of your land, who originally bought it, and then who it was transferred to later. And it's a class unto itself, and we will teach it eventually, maybe through this format, about how to access this, because it is very helpful. You can find more information there than what you actually realize. We did talk a little bit about the Library of Congress newspapers, the Chronicling America, .loc.gov. It is a great place to be able to find very, very old newspapers, and I suggest you go and try it out and see what's available there. Find a Grave, that's one of the cemetery resources that's available to people. This is another one that's a volunteer, just common citizens are putting information on there. So they sometimes will have photographs of the tombstones. Sometimes they'll even put up photographs of your ancestor. There are sometimes obituaries found there, but this is another one that you have to kind of use with caution, because there's no regulating what kind of information is put on there, and so there can be mistakes or things that people put on there that haven't been proven or that are mistakes. If you have burials in St. Louis, especially Catholic burials, this website includes location and some photos of the cemetery. So this is the cemeteries.archdl.org/burial-search. And you can look for Catholic burials in the cemeteries in St. Louis. The Missouri State Archives has a wealth of resources for Missouri genealogical and historical research. Some of the things that you can find at that website are birth and death pre-1910, death certificates. Well, this was an old one. It's that goes later now. I don't know how far up it goes, but 1910 through probably last year. I think it's a 50-year gap in there. So so whatever the 50 years would have been when I originally made this, it was quite a while ago. Coroner's Inquest Database, Missouri County Plat Books. So if you are looking for some of the old plat books, you can find them here. They're digital images of those plat books. So if you're looking for a plat map in Jefferson County, you can go to this website and the Missouri State website and find the plats for the area here. If you know the township, range, and section, you can see it here on this website. Judicial records, including probate files, naturalization index, and much, much more. If you're doing Civil War research, there are records there for the Civil War time. There are photographs. There's all kinds of wonderful things at this link, and they're always adding more and more things to it. I hope that this, although it was pretty quick, I hope that this was helpful to you, that you'll be able to do a little bit of research at home while we're waiting for the quarantine to be lifted. And I hope everyone stays well, and hope to see you soon at the library. Thank you very, very much.